Hello, welcome to the soccer arena. My name is Alexander Ojimba, and today's topic is the Super Falcons of Nigeria should be in the last 8 of the World Cup 2023. Now, I watched that game between the female soccer international team of Nigeria, the Super Falcons, versus the Lioness of England. And there's no doubt in my mind that the Super Falcons of Nigeria should be in the last 8. That's the quarterfinals of the Female World Cup 2023. Now, the Super Falcons themselves, they had so much quality players all over the pitch. I was surprised because I'm not really into female football, but when I watched the Super Falcons of Nigeria, they had so many quality players on the pitch. And the Super Falcons, they were very calm indeed. Very, very calm on the pitch indeed, doing their roles very well, playing their roles very well. The Super Falcons of Nigeria were very professional. And to be honest with you, I watched that game from the beginning to the end of extra time. I'm not talking about the penalties bit, but till the end of extra time, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, they dominated the whole game. England's best player for the Lioness, her name is Lauren James. Lauren James plays in a playmaker role for the Lioness, and she's probably England's most skillful and technical player. That's Lauren James there. So against China, the game prior to the Super Falcons against Nigeria, Lauren James was outstanding indeed. The newspapers were raving about her, saying so much glamorous things about Lauren James. She's the best player in the tournament, blah, blah, blah. But against the Super Falcons of Nigeria, Lauren James couldn't play. Why? Because the Super Falcons of Nigeria themselves, they had better players and more skillful players than Lauren James in their own midfield. So the Super Falcons of Nigeria, for me, they were the best team in the tournament, but for some reason, they didn't make it to the last 8. And it was sad to see because I think it was in the second half of that match. England had the Lioness, they had Lauren James sent off. So because they had Lauren James sent off, it means that the Super Falcons themselves, they had a one-woman advantage. They had an extra player on the pitch. But I don't really feel like Nigeria, the Super Falcons, took advantage of that one player advantage that they had on the pitch. You have to take advantage of that one player extra that you've got. You've got to. The Super Falcons of Nigeria should have put more pressure on the Lioness of England. Oh my God. I don't feel like the Super Falcons, they really knew the magnitude of the game they were playing in, because I wouldn't really say that the Super Falcons were taking it easy, but I didn't see that extra pressure. They needed to throw everything at the Lioness and take advantage of that one extra player, but they didn't do that. I feel like the Super Falcons themselves had that game won, but they're the ones that that threw it away. And how did they throw that game away? Because the Super Falcons, they didn't have the perseverance, and they didn't have the die-hard attitude. Never say die attitude. They didn't have it. You need these things in tournaments like this. If England, the Lioness, was one player up and Nigeria was one player short, there's no way Nigeria would have come back from that game. They would take advantage of the extra player. I feel like the Super Falcons should have brought on an extra striker. When England was one player down, and put more pressure on England. I mean, if the Super Falcons genuinely wanted to get to the last 8, they should have been more ruthless. Man, you gotta get physical. You gotta give it everything. You can't be relaxed in situations like this. If you really, but you know, I feel like the Super Falcons, they will learn from it themselves. They have to learn from this themselves, because we will have to go through a maturing and a learning curve, a learning process. Let this be a learning process for the Super Falcons themselves. So I will say, man, the Super Falcons in extra time, as I was watching this game, they were denied a clear penalty. I don't know what minute it was, I can't remember, but they were denied a clear penalty because the Super Falcons striker was clear on goal. And I think she wanted to head the ball in the net, and Lucy Bronze, the England female right back, came and deliberately pushed her. And the referee didn't take it to VAR. That's a shame, as always. The referee never took it to the VAR. I mean, if the referee took it to VAR and awarded the penalty, then the Super Falcons would be in the last 8 right now. I also feel like the Super Falcons, their managers and their coaches didn't do their jobs properly. And I'll tell you why. Because if the managers and the coaches of the Super Falcons were doing their jobs properly, when the Super Falcons of Nigeria were one player up here, this is a time for the coaches to demand more pressure. Yo, you gotta demand pressure. I didn't see. They were inside their boxes relaxing, on the manager's bench, relaxing, just watching and talking. No. You gotta show, it's gotta show in your body language. This is the time to earn your bucks. This is the time to scream and shout and go crazy. This is the time to motivate your players. This is the time to come on the touchline and say, oh, yo, shout, scream, do something. But they didn't do it. And furthermore, the Lioness of England shouldn't look comfortable with 10 players on the pitch. So I say the Super Falcons of Nigeria made the Lioness of England look comfortable with 10 players on the pitch. If I was Nigeria's manager, there's no way I would let the Super Falcons feel comfortable on the pitch with 10 players. No way. We will run them ragged. That game shouldn't have gone to penalties at all. Nigeria, the Super Falcons, should have killed that game off. They've only got themselves to blame. Yeah, I'm saying these things because I'm a fan of the Super Falcons. After watching that game, I became a big fan of the Super Falcons. But on the other hand, on the positive side, I will say that the Super Falcons, they utilized their squad very well. Not only did they utilize their squad very well, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, they looked very organized. And I can't really say that for most Nigerian teams I've seen in the past. The Super Falcons of Nigeria really looked very organized. So credit to you for that one. Next time, I expect the Super Falcons to get to the semi-finals or the finals of the World Cup, because they can only grow from this and get better. They were the dominant side, and the Lioness of England were let off the hook. I'm telling you, man, the Super Falcons have the talent to go all the way, even to win the World Cup. They were the best team in the World Cup 2023, and I hope they see this video as well, because I'm not joking. They were the best team in the 2023 World Cup. We will miss the Super Falcons on the world stage. Yeah, we will miss the Super Falcons on the world stage and in the World Cup 2023. Apparently, after that game against England, I stopped watching the Female World Cup. I lost interest because I felt like the Super Falcons should have gone through, and I felt like the Super Falcons were the best team in the tournament. But the Super Falcons of Nigeria, you have to come back stronger. Yeah, you have to come back stronger, and you have to make your fans proud all over the world. You got to set the record straight. You was the best team in the tournament. I say it again, the Super Falcons of Nigeria were the best team in the 2023 Women's World Cup. They were a joy to watch. I couldn't believe the amount of level of skill that the Super Falcons had. It's great to watch. So this is Pastor Jimba Alex, wishing you all the best. Thank you very much for watching the soccer arena. My name is Alexander Ojimba. Peace. Yeah.